Hello BookTube, Sarah here and welcome to my channel. Today I'm coming to you with my May 2019 anticipated reads. Yes, talking about books that are coming out in May. I know it's only the second week of April, but I do tend to look ahead quite a bit to see what's coming out. I never used to be a huge currently, new releases reader, but now that I'm reading a lot more arcs and stuff like that, I find that I really am gravitating to see what's coming out next. I still love my backlists. I still love reading backlist books. There are so many books out there that have been written that are fantastic, that deserve tons and tons of love, but there are a lot of great new releases coming out too. So every month I do my top 5 anticipated reads. So let's jump in and talk about them. The first book I want to talk about comes out on May the 7th, and this is The Yankee Widow by Lael Miller. I am so excited about this book. I saw this book last fall that it was coming out, that Lael Miller was moving away from her cowboy contemporary romance novels to write a historical fiction novel about the Civil War. And I got so excited about this one. I cannot wait to read this one. I am pretty sure I am going to pre-order it as a physical edition because the cover is just gorgeous and I am such a fan of her work. I know already going in, without even reading this one, that I'm sure it's going to be amazing. It is a multi-generational saga that takes place during the Civil War. And I am totally 100% on board with this book. It centers around a woman who lives with her husband and her young daughter outside of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and he enlists to join the northern side of the war, and then she finds out he's been wounded and taken to Washington, D.C., and she kind of has to go to see him, and the story starts from there, it says. It just sounds amazing. Again, huge fan of Lael Miller's. This one I'm sure is going to be just fantastic. The next book comes out on May 14th, and it's There's Something About Sweetie by Sandhyn Menon. This is the second book. They're saying it's the second book in the Dimple and Rishi series, so I'm guessing that this takes, this might be friends of the characters in that book. I am actually going to be reading this one in April. I'll be reading this book this month because I do have an arc of this one, and I am so thrilled that I have an arc for it. But I want to keep talking about this book. It's a YA, and yes, you guys know I'm not a huge YA reader, but I love her books. They are so fantastic. So this one is about a guy who's he's dumped by his ex-girlfriend, and then, his mojo kind of goes out the window, and his parents are kind of pushing him to perhaps maybe he should date a nice Indian American girl, because of course he is also Indian American. So he takes up the challenge and is like, yeah, okay, I'll let you guys kind of set me up with somebody, that kind of an idea. And then comes Sweetie, and she is our main female lead, and she is a track star, and she is smart, and she is funny, but she is overweight. And, that's kind of the bane of, contention from her parents. So they set her up, and the two of them start going on dates with each other and find out, at first they were doing it to keep their parents happy, but then realize that they are actually starting to fall for each other. And it just sounds absolutely adorable. I love her writing. It is so fantastic. From When Dimple Met Rishi was fantastic, and From Twinkle with Love was really, really great too. I loved both of them. Highly recommend this author if you have not read her work. Even if you are not necessarily a YA reader, I totally recommend that you read these ones. The characters are smart and intelligent and funny and so well drawn, so well versed and so well drawn out, I should say. I can't praise these books enough, and I'm super looking forward to reading this one. The next book also comes out on May 14th, and this is The Key to Happily Ever After by Tiff Marcelino. This one is a chick lit novel about 3 sisters who run a wedding business. So they find out that their parents are retiring, and they vow to kind of take over this wedding business. But they very quickly realize that it's not all, hearts and flowers kind of an idea. You're dealing with bridezillas. You're dealing with parents who, parents of the bride who want to control the whole thing. You're dealing with weather and, couples that argue right up until the big day. And, the 3 sisters kind of have to band together to make everything work and to create these happily ever afters for these couples. This one sounds utterly adorable, and I just love a good chick lit novel, and I thought this one would be a lot of fun, so I absolutely want to recommend it to you guys. The next book also comes out on May 14th, and this is The Unhoneymooners by Christina. If you guys are on Bookstagram or Instagram at all, you have seen this one in your feed a gazillion times. I know I have. And I am a recent fan now of Christina Lauren. She does some really fun books, and this one just sounds so charming and so much fun. I just think this one is just going to be a hoot. So this is about two people who can't stand each other. Olive is our main character, and her twin sister is getting married. And the best man is what is he? Her sworn enemy is all it says. His name is Ethan. And the entire wedding party ends up getting food poisoning from eating bad shellfish, except for Olive and Ethan. And there is a all-expense-paid honeymoon trip to Hawaii that is up for grabs. So I guess the bride and groom can't go on this honeymoon, so Olive and Ethan kind of go in their place. And then while they're there in Hawaii and they decide, let's just take this vacation, even though we really don't like each other, but let's enjoy this all-expense-paid trip, they run into her soon-to-be boss. So they have to tell a white lie that they are actually a newly married couple. And the story goes from there. And it sounds funny. It sounds witty. It just sounds like it's going to be a blast. A perfect summer read. Again, this is another one that I might actually have to get a physical copy of because the cover on this one is just gorgeous. But this one sounds like a lot of fun. And again, I have recently become a big fan of Christina Lauren after reading Dating You, Hating You, which I really enjoyed. So yeah, so if you guys have not already put this one on your to-be-read list, I highly recommend that you do so. And the last book I want to talk to you guys about comes out on May 28th, and that is The Rogue of Fifth Avenue by Joanna Shupe. This is book number 1 in the Uptown Girls series. I really enjoy these books by Joanna Shupe. She writes historical romances that do not take place in the Regency period. This takes place in New York City. You know, I think it's still in the 1800s, but you're getting away from that whole Regency, dukes, and earls kind of an idea. And it's such a fun play on historical romance, and I really do love about reading historical romances that are set in different time periods. That is kind of catnip for me, and I really enjoy it. So this book sounds absolutely adorable, and adorable seems to be the key word of this video today. But anyway, this is about a woman who is trying to play a modern-day Robin Hood. And she is going, you know, to the tenements below 42nd Street, and she's trying to help people, like rob from the rich, you know, give to the poor kind of an idea. But her father's lawyer, you know, he's like, you shouldn't be doing this, and you're probably going to get yourself killed. So he's kind of been tasked with keeping her safe. Meanwhile, she's trying to get away from him because she doesn't want him following her around. So of course a relationship is going to start between the two of them. But again, it sounds utterly delightful, and it's one that I cannot wait to read. So anyway, you guys, that is all that I have for this video. Please do let me know in the comments below. Do any of these books sound good to you? Are you excited about any of these ones? Are there any other ones coming out in May that I did not mention in this video that you are super excited about? Please, let's chat in the comments below. And until my next video, everybody, take care and happy reading. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, everybody.